There are only so many notes. What happens when you run out of combinations? It's kind of like statistics like music notes. Haven't you ever wondered whether or not we're ever going to run out of ideas and combos? Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. You guys, the shelves are getting filled. Look at that. They get nice and filled, except they're gonna be swapped out and changed out for some other fragrances. Today, we're gonna be talking about something that I find pretty interesting, something that I didn't really gravitate to for such a long time. And even as a fragrance reviewer, something that I don't do that frequently, layering fragrances. But the reason that I want to talk about it today is because number one, it's pretty interesting the combinations that you can get, but also number two, people want something that really makes them stand out, personalities that are basically enveloped in fragrance. And I find that you can really achieve that not only by finding your signature scent, but also finding a combination of signature scents. Especially nowadays with so many people being into the realm of perfumes, it's kind of like, dude, everybody's wearing Altair, everybody's got this, that. You get the idea. So what is it like to layer fragrances and how should you do it? I'm gonna start off with one of my favorite layering combinations more recently, and I freaking love it. So a lot of the fragrances that I've made are in fact designed to be layerable, including the new ones. Take this combo, for example. It's called Magnetic and Tease Me. Tease Me has a very crisp and effervescent style of ginger and a crisp tea. If you wanted to make it a little bit soapier, layer these together. Imagine if you had a energetic and crisp tea with some fabric softener vibes. It'll get you in that territory of something like Imagination, actually, with a different take, basically. It's actually, together they smell, you guys, I'm telling you, they smell amazing. But anyways, that's not the only combination. This also works really, really well with Sunkissed. This is fresh, white floral, soft and delicate. And this is also very, very energetic, bright, effervescent, and bubbly. The combination together will give you something that's a melody of both. A signature scent that you can rock that'll still give you the yacht vibes. So the way that I would do it first, personally, and the way that I recommend you do it is spray on the denser fragrance. So for example, in this case, you have a fresh fragrance that's got the citruses, the vetiver, and the carbonation. I would layer this on top. So this one, a little bit denser, both Extrait de Parfums, spray on Magnetic, probably about, I would do 4 times. And then I would spray Sunkissed about 2 times. And there you go. That is exactly how I would personally layer my fragrance. And what you end up with is a fresh, bubbly, white floral vetiver fragrance. Also, something in this makes the whole effervescent and aromatic seem a little bit more sweet and candied. I personally love this combination. Moving on. Another combination that I really, really love is Xando, bro. This as a base is incredible. That's another one I've been doing with Magnetic as well. So for this fragrance combination, or by the way, this is an absolute banger, I would personally go about 2 sprays of Xando. I mean, most people would just stop there in general for about 2 sprays of Magnetic. And that, wow, dude, wow. Fresh white florals that's kind of creamy whipped and vanillic with spice is next level. So this is one of the fixes that you can do to find like a signature scent, stand out, be a little bit more unique. But for me personally, I always appreciated fragrances as they were on their own individually because of testing purposes. As this one dried down, this is the Sunkissed and Magnetic, you get the white floral, but you also get that bright citrus along with the vetiver note. And for the Magnetic and Xando, yeah, man, you get a fluffier, if you will, fluffier and more diffusive style of vanilla. So what combinations can you layer the best together? In all honesty, I find that contrasting notes usually do the best. So for instance, if you have a fresh white floral fragrance, you might want to find something that's ambery and vanillic or ambery and dark to kind of combine it together. I wouldn't necessarily combine 2 amber fragrances together. It's just going to get muddled up and probably a little bit messy. For example, something like, let's say YSL YEDP, I would try and combine that with something a little bit more rich and vanillic. So Xando with YSL YEDP. I'm only using mine, you guys, because I have the most experience with my fragrances, obviously. Otherwise, if you were to rock something like, let's say, Blonde Amber, wouldn't necessarily put anything that's also dark and rich. So the biggest key with layering is contrast, not similarity. You don't want to mix 2 fragrances that are similar together because then it won't work. So if you're gonna go with sweet and cold, or sweet and fresh. If you're gonna go with dark and clean. If you're gonna go with something that's metallic, go with something that's warm, etc., vice versa. So that's why I combine something like, for example, Carnal Desire. I would personally combine it with like Magnetic or buying, Platine Blanc with Carnal Desire. It seems kind of crazy, but that's the whole point of layering. You can have fun and combine a couple of different combinations that might not make a lot of sense. So if you were to layer something with like Baby Cat, it would be something maybe like Neroli Portofino. Just giving you an idea. You don't want to layer it with another like Blonde Amber and Baby Cat. Doesn't make sense. You're just gonna have a muddled style of scent. But it's not always perfect, right? So I was trying to layer Carnal Desire with Sunkissed. It just didn't work. The one layering combination that I personally liked, if I wanted to do like a Oud and Fresh, it was the Platine Blanc with Carnal Desire. But that's pretty much it, man. I wanted to talk about layering fragrances, how to do it. For example, if I were to take something like this Club de Nuit, the new one, the Bling, it's fresh, it's also woody, it's got something tropical. I would layer this with something that's dark, resinous, and sweet. Maybe even something like this from Arabiat, the Pecan Sugar. Let's actually try that right now. Let's see what it's like. Here we go, Pecan Sugar first because it's a denser, warmer, and then we'll do our Moth Bling on top of that. And let's see. Bro, gas. Wow. It's like a cookie blended with tropical fruits and woods. You get the idea. But how do you guys feel about layering perfumes? Do you think they should be enjoyed on their own? So let me tell you guys a little story about when I first started to actually layer fragrances. So the way that it started first, my understanding for layering was like, okay, you're trying to make a new fragrance. But it's kind of happened once I shifted my mentality of like, what does this fragrance capture? Like, what does it make me feel? So for example, if I were to wear something, let's say for example, this Amouage, I feel rich, I feel opulent, I feel very Middle Eastern. I wanted to combine that vibe with something that gives me something else, like something coastal, for example. In this case, it would have been something like Acqua di Gio Elixir. I remember combining something that's piney foresty with that Acqua di Gio Elixir it's not like piney and foresty, but it gave me the almost same feeling, but being on the coast. It was rich man vibes, but being on the coast, salty, fresh, even more so aquatic. And that layering combination turned into like an actual aura. So it's not just about finding a new fragrance, trying to find the way that the fragrance feels for you, basically. So for example, if you find that Platine Blanc places you on a tropical vacation and also magnetic, makes you feel like you're wearing fresh clothes, this is a great combination. It's actually a really damn good one. Go with magnetic first, a couple sprays, and then go with another one of Platine Blanc. And the aura of this scent should ideally smell like the combination of both. Being at a, tropical vacation, wearing a clean ass linen. And that's exactly what I get with this one. Surprisingly works. And that's exactly how the combinations that I first start off with. Let me give you another fragrance here. So it's not just about AROMATIX. This is called Freeze by Riffs. This gives me cooling, fresh, crisp. It's got menthol vibes with white florals. Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino vibes meets mint. So this one places me in like a being Mandarino coast. Like Mandarino, the Amalfi Coast, right? With something like this, I would personally want to also, maybe at the nighttime, drinking some vanilla or having some patisserie or something. I'll layer it with Xandal. And so this should ideally, the aura that I want to basically envelop myself in is being in Greece or on the Amalfi Coast, nighttime, smelling the sea, and also having some patisserie. And that's quite literally what these fragrances do for me. Now, if you go in with the intention of layering your fragrances like that, that's the aura you're gonna carry. I highly recommend you look at it that way, because layering fragrances otherwise, you guys, it's just like wasting fragrance. At least for me, that's what I've personally learned. So give me a couple of fragrances in the comment section that give you a vibe. 2 fragrances, what are the vibes? And combine them together, and what do you end up with? Try those and let me know down in the comment section if it worked for you. That's pretty much it, man. Layering is not a crazy science or anything like that. Have fun, have direction, define the vibe, the aura, the feeling of the fragrance, and combine those 2 vibes. And let me know what you come up with. My name's Neeb. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't normally cover topics like this because I like to give you guys like value and stuff, but I've been seeing this pop up a lot. This actually smells like an Andes mint, except maybe vanilla flavored. Literally, like mint, white floral, and vanilla. And then we layered, what else? Oh. Damn, this is the bling in the cookie. And this is the fabric softener with mojito. Yeah. So let me know in the comment section, what's your combination? And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.